Oh, hello. Hi there. Yeah, that's right. The Psychology of the Sopranos. Why don't you tune in to catch the Lorraine Bracco interview on Gangster Goddess broadcast? Maybe Dr. Melfi can tell Adriana where she messed up. Tune in and find out.
Are we slated?
You're slated.
You were just talking about how much you love your husband because he just went outside to get you coffee.
Yes.
He's cooking you your coffee, cooking it.
Yeah, he's cooking it.
And out of nowhere, you said, I love him so much. And I thought you were getting annoyed at him.
No, I was like, I love him so
I don't
much.
hear you say that normally.
Really? I say it to him at night when he's sleeping, so he doesn't know.
What about when he's talking in his sleep like a ghost?
Oh, my God.
Is that your favorite? And he was doing it last night?
We were working, Drea and I, on text to each other. Thanks, Dave.
She was just talking about how much she loves you.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I was surprised too, Dave.
And he was talking in his sleep. I was on my computer doing the editing, and he's going,
I like the shiver.
but that's what he does, and the whole bed shakes. And then I had to be like, Dave. And he's like, what? Leave me alone. I'm like, no, you're turn around. So I have to like literally roll him over.
It's my
only
favorite.
when he's on his back. He's,
I hear about this every so often. The Dave shake. The DK1 shake.
It's crazy if you're actually sleeping and he does that because he does it like, it's like this ghost sound. And then with the bed shaking, I really think that either there's an earthquake or there's a ghost in the room. So
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Every formula.
Coming at you live from Venus. Uncle Dre and Auntie Chris bring you Gangster Goddess broadcast.
Welcome. You gotta welcome.
Welcome to Gangster Goddess broadcast with Dre DeMatteo and Chris Kushner.
Oh my God, we're not uncle and auntie? Why'd you take away our title?
I'm trying to be mature because this episode is called Big Girls Don't Cry. And it's all about growing up. And I'm trying. Ooh.
Nice.
Robbie, can you mark where I just cursed? We are having a challenge. I am not allowed to curse.
Nope. Tell them why.
Okay. Well, Chris's mom is super Christian. She loves to watch the show. She hates my filthy mouth.
She's like, I just love Dre so much, but God, I just wish you would watch her mouth a little bit more.
Well, she's right.
Yeah.
It's but it's a challenge, and you know what? It's because I grew up in an extremely Italian household, curse-filled. Oh, my phone is ringing right now, but I won't answer it. I just see it, just so you guys know. Anyway, yeah. So we're having a challenge. I don't really know that I can continue with this podcast right now while I'm staring at these HelloFresh menus in front of me.
Oh, I know.
Honestly, it makes me so hungry. It's crazy.
Well, today's episode, you guys show some love to our sponsors because today's episode is brought to you by the one and
Look at what
only.
I'm staring at.
I know, it's so good.
I can't stare at this right now.
It's brought to you by the one and only HelloFresh. So go to HelloFresh.com/GG80 and use code GG80 to get the total of $80 off, which includes shipping and on your first box. Additional restrictions apply. Please visit HelloFresh.com for more details. Yes.
For more deliciousness.
And
actually.
deliciousness.
I'm so hungry. I can't stare at it.
It's wonderful. Oh my God, we got the best.
I cannot
best
believe
review ever.
What people are saying. This is the day after our Drunkisode episode aired.
Yeah.
And that was a fluke that we did that. It was just kind of for fun. But we are going to be diving into this busted and readjusted theme.
Because we're getting such great response from it. Like amazing response from people.
Amazing. But we were always meant to be doing a busted and readjusted show. The Soprano thing was because we were offered a deal to do a Soprano rewatch. And I thought, I don't know if I want to do a Soprano rewatch. But then when I watched it and realized how important the therapeutic aspect of the show was, I thought, okay, it makes sense because these are characters on the show that are always busted and readjusting and always trying to find themselves and a little more self-awareness and better themselves, even if they're monsters. So it made sense to the life of Busted and Readjusted too.
Yeah.
And it's fun to do it against the backdrop of The Sopranos. I mean, why not? I haven't cursed yet, have I?
No. I mean, are you okay?
I'm out of breath, guys.
You might. Anyway, so we have been getting amazing reviews lately, and this one really touched us. It's from Ari Gonzalez, and she says, I think it's she.
I've seen her name on a lot of stuff
she's
lately.
So great. And I just want to say thank you. And I do want to take the time to read some of these reviews that really touch us. You know, I mean, there's some great stories that people are writing in. They're busted and readjusted stories. And then we're getting really great reviews. And that just means everything to us. So
They're the stories, the busted and readjusted stories are really heavy.
but they're amazing. But
No, they're amazing.
inspiring.
And we want to start bringing a fan on every month to tell their story. I don't want to call it a fan. That's weird. Somebody who's identifying, who digs our show, who
And
has
who has
written
a great
in.
story.
I know everybody likes to hear interviews with celebrities, and I just fell asleep. As much as I know we can do that every now and then, I would rather hear from just regular people in the world going through their stuff.
Let me read what Ari writes because I love it. She says, Ari Gonzalez says, all right, I'm literally struggling to put into words how I'm swearing. Yeah, a little bit. It's okay. Real. I'm quoting somebody. I have to.
I'm the one who can't curse. It's not you. You can say anything you want.
Okay. So she says, I think it's a she. All right, I'm going to do it again. All right, I'm literally struggling to put into words how real this episode was. The chemistry and energy you two not only reciprocate into each other, but into the world too, is so raw and magnetic. You two really spoke to me. Oh, that's so nice. You two really spoke to me today. And even though it's just you two having a conversation, she truly felt she was right there with us. And she was being heard. Oh, I love it. Seriously, this episode was divine. Much love, Ari. Ari, we love you.
I love you, Ari.
So much. Thank you.
Do I have to wake up and do a rewatch now?
Yes. Anyway, we appreciate those great, great reviews.
Sorry, producers.
I'll say it again because we might have to. We appreciate those great reviews.
Yeah, they've been beautiful. I have to say, I got a DM today that blew my mind as well. Yeah, and so yes, the show is brand new. So obviously, the reviews mean a lot to us.
I mean, I guess that was our busted and readjusted. All these new swearing, not swearing, amazing reviews, and great listeners.
Can I just tell a quick thing that's been happening in my neighborhood that happened in your neighborhood too, that has had us busted?
Yeah.
Because we do edit our own episodes, so we edit out of the bottom part of our house, which goes out to the street. And these YouTubers moved into the house across the street, and they have completely destroyed the neighborhood with their antics.
I've heard so many stories about these guys.
I know. Well, you had a crazy party near you. And because of that party, 2 people were shot at that party.
One person died.
Yeah.
The chick died.
That's pretty
woman
intense.
died.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. There was helicopters all day, all early evening. And some they didn't break up the party.
Yeah, nobody's taking any precautions insofar as, what they put on their faces and their proximity. But these are kids that are having these parties in my neighborhood. And they're not even 21 yet. They were about to celebrate their 21st birthday. And while I want to support and love and look out for all these kids in the street, because they look like they're my daughter's age. They look like Bama's age.
Yeah.
They're little, tiny, skinny little bodies. But one kid had a gun. And they were out in the street with a gun, waving it around. And Robbie called the cops.
Robbie's her boyfriend.
Robbie's and the producer of the show.
Yep.
And he called the cops, and they also shut their water and power down.
Well, that's a thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the party that happened near you.
So my party connected to your party. How funny is that? Well, my husband, Dave, I guess he saw something with I don't even want to mess the story, but there's a new law now that you're not allowed to have these rental properties.
The Airbnb thing.
People are renting them out to having parties. They're just like, all right, you want to do this? We're shutting it down. No more water, no more power. And then what happens is the owner of the house, I think it takes a while to get it back on. It's not like they just put it back on the next day.
No. These kids moved out.
And then they get fined. It's a whole thing. So now that these owners, they're thinking twice who they're renting these houses to.
Well, the owners were in India. So we had to the folks in the neighborhood got in touch with them. They didn't even know. They didn't know what was going on because another company rented out the house
Yeah.
to these kids, and they were making money off of the rental themselves, off their own sublet. So there was like a whole scam going on. The owners didn't even know, I think, what was happening.
Oh my God.
But you don't do that. Number one, you don't rent a house in the hills. All these houses are on top of each other.
Yeah.
So you go rent a palatial area. You have a lot of money. You're millionaire kids. Go rent a palatial estate so that nobody can hear. There were like 300 kids in the street, and they were racing their cars up and down.
In this time, right now, in this time period, that's
and
so
racing their car
so
and
irresponsible.
pulling out guns. So there were 15 cops up at the house one night. They're leaning against our garage door where he's editing.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. Up all night.
I mean, he's lucky that he didn't get shot or something. God forbid that could
He
have
broke up a fight with one of the
really-
main YouTubers.
that could have really turned out. It could have really had a bad left turn.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my God.
And our room is in the front of the house. I was like, if these kids, any kind of bullet, anything could just come whizzing right through my window. You know.
Thank God for this new law then, at least maybe, because I know that house has always given you problems. It's always people in and out.
This
So,
house, yeah,
yeah,
this particular house is about to roll off the mountain
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's built into it's one of those houses that should have never been built. It was
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, I
I
felt
meant
like,
giving you problems. Like everyone's always, it's like the party house up there and it's nonstop.
but it's a problem house. It was a problem when it was built. There's an actual problem with the foundation of the home, like whatever. So anyhow,
I
yeah,
feel like we're just on the phone right now.
I know.
It's like, are we going to do a rewatch?
Oh, we have to talk about The Sopranos. Wait a second.
Hold on. Oh, yeah. You like
Look at
that?
this. Let me get this out. How about we switch gears today and
Oh,
let's do a reading from the book of Sons of Anarchy, shall we? Oh, hi, Dave.
she just picked up, for people that are listening, she just picked up a Sons of Anarchy book.
Yeah.
Our coffee table book.
Oh, yes. Sorry, guys, on the podcast, not watching on YouTube. But Chris's husband wrote the theme song for Sons of Anarchy, plus did a lot of other music for the show, right?
Here and there. Yeah, he's waving his bald head, yes. The answer is yes. Dave Kushner did it all. All of it.
Right. This microphone is, I have to get used to this, guys.
Oh, gosh.
And I still have to get used to the couch. Are we
Yeah.
ever going to get ourselves into a chair situation?
Yes, we're going to go to your house, your studio next. Okay.
Here we go. Hi, guys. Hi, how are you? Can we make it sound like we're...
Again? The sex line again?
Yes.
You love it.
Hold
Every
on.
episode.
Let me put on my shades. I need my glasses.
My glasses.
So I can
You
play
want sunglasses?
the dirty librarian.
I like Sopranos season 2, episode 5.
Episode 5 recap.
Please don't talk like that else.
Are you ready, Chris?
Oh my God, you're such a freak. Yes, Dre, I am ready.
Who reads the episode recap?
You-
It's me. Okay, I forgot.
TD would be you.
This episode is Big Girls Don't Cry.
Yes.
On today's episode of The Sopranos, Big Girls Don't Cry, back from Italy, Tonely?
Tonely Loke. Listen, let's not do any more rewatches. Let's just do drunk episodes because apparently someone's been hitting the bottle.
It's like I had freaking mimosas this morning. Back from Italy, Tonely decides to reorganize, which includes the arrival of Furio, which quickly upsets the pecking order within the family. I know the mic is weird, right? After much deliberation with her own therapist, Dr. Melfi invites Tony back into therapy. Christopher shows some real acting chops when he breaks down and cries during one of his acting classes. Or was that real emotion?
Was it?
Guys, I miss acting. Can anybody tell?
Yes, I can.
Anyway, this episode is written by Terrence Winter. This is his first episode, guys.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He crushes season 5 to death because that's my season where that's my season to the death.
to the death.
To the death. But I'm going to just adjust my mic and let
Keep
Chris
on
talk
it.
for a minute.
Let's talk about the title. Big Girls Don't Cry. But we see Melfi, Chris, and Dominic's wife all crying throughout the whole entire thing.
Yeah, sometimes the titles have super big relevance to the entire episode. Sometimes they don't. This one obviously has super big relevance. There's not any crazy subtext here.
Well, for me, I equate it to you know, the conversation when Tony was talking, I mean, constantly, he's like trying to talk to Hesh and they're having conversations like kind of next to each other, like toddlers do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like toddlers, they can be like in a room playing next to, they just want to be like next to their other friend toddler. It's like, it was like such a childish conversation.
Yes.
An immature conversation the two of them were having. So I don't know.
Well, yes.
I'm relating it to like that and that whole.
Well, I think the title always has to do a little bit with, like, it can sometimes be like the summary of the show or like the undertone of the show. And Big Girls Don't Cry, Carmela says to Tony at one point during this episode, oh God, I have to curse.
No, you do not. Don't do it, Dre. You already had your one.
Oh God, but I have to quote her.
Can you just say something, a different word for her?
Okay, she says, Tony, can you grow the F up?
Oh,
Or when are you going to grow the F up? She says. Or why don't you grow the F up?
Well, when he smashes the phone against the wall.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like that is what carries this entire episode. It's a constant, they're constantly in a state of acting out and throwing tantrums throughout the entire episode. But
it was
people
also
are having a hard time handling their emotions, kind of.
Yeah, like the contrast between the tenderness and the violence, with Chris crying constantly.
Yeah.
You know, and trying to.
Well, he's in the cry mode. Tony Soprano is feeling very aggressive to the point where he is now Furio's his right-hand man, who is also very aggressive. But
yet, he goes both ways. I mean, not literally.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about you.
Are you not talking about me? But did you just say I'm not talking about you?
Talking about your past life.
That's messed up.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Renee, Robbie's mom again. We should just dedicate an episode to the moms.
I think we need to dedicate to Renee and Anita because they're both super Christian.
Yes. And we're both potty mouths.
We're both total
potty mouths.
I was going to say something even like
don't.
I won't.
Okay, but anyway, so Furio.
Who's furious.
First you see him like playing with the like, oh my God, I'm always going to hit these mics.
I know, this is a big mic.
Oh, yeah.
It's big, Chris.
It is big. This is the
so
Howard
I can't
Stern
curse,
mic.
but maybe I can do other things
with
this mic.
Anyway, we see Furio like being with those kids and so gentle and tender. And then we see him go like crazy in that house.
Chris, so crazy, so gentle. He's doing this.
Oh, yeah, I guess he's
I don't know if people who are just watching can't see, but the finger trick to the little kids, he's showing how he can remove a finger.
I love it. You know. But that's, we're going to get to that, but I have a question.
Carmela is also already like, Furio, come here, I want to introduce you to somebody.
Because he's cute and he's charming. That's what I mean. He's tender, he's charming, and then he just like handles stuff. Like there's him with the bat going into that house.
Oh, we'll get to that scene.
He doesn't even compute like what he's doing. It's like almost like he's just a soldier.
He's a soldier.
Yeah.
100%. He has a mission. He has to complete it.
And but that's the guy you want in your company, on your team.
I also like that he has a bat because that's so, all of Tony Soprano baseball references with Junior. And all that stuff.
Junior taught him how to play baseball. Who threw the ball for you?
But he had the bat, and it's so like, he's going into break kneecaps. And what does he do? He actually shoots the kneecaps. I mean,
what a professional.
Yeah.
What a professional.
We have jumped.
I don't care.
All right.
Let's
keep talking about that scene. Hold on a second. Did you notice how it's shot? How it's definitely an homage to Scorsese. It's that long tracking shot. They don't cut that shot until he gets to the door where Dominic and his wife was in the front already, but where Dominic is.
I just noticed it was from the back, right?
It's from the back the whole time, but they don't cut that scene until he gets to the door. So he's already, it's choreographed. It's like, it's a beautifully choreographed scene. And there, when we have those kind of scenes, and I've explained this to you before, a walk and talk, where it's one shot, know there's nothing to cut away from, the stress on you for performing within that scene. Luckily, this one was on his back, but still, everybody has to hit their marks. So not just the actors are nervous that they're going to mess up the scene, but all the ADs and the PAs that are working, because they have to give each person their cue to walk out of the room, to step in front of him at this moment. So everybody who's working on set is under an insane amount of stress to make
no
sure it
one wants
happens.
it to be their fault.
Especially when you have 3 pieces of glass that you can break, and that's it. So once those pieces of glasses are broken, you can't go back into that scene.
Yeah.
So if someone's going to mess it up, someone's going to catch the heat or feel really crappy about it for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking.
You see, I don't understand.
Being on a film set's nerve-wracking.
I don't know how you dealt with it. You get nervous
I get
and
nervous,
anxious.
and I don't want to mess things
But
up.
you picked the career that is the most nerve-wracking.
I didn't pick it, Chris. It picked
you.
me.
I know.
That's what they said. I'm still trying to figure out something else to do.
I'm
dying to act, though.
I noticed. That's why you're playing to the camera. No, it's all about
Hi, guys.
YouTube. By the way, go onto YouTube if you're listening. Just hit subscribe. Okay, make Dre happy.
I know.
Anyway.
The podcast thing, I still haven't gotten down with podcasts yet. I don't understand it yet because I'm a visual person. To me, that YouTube is like, a podcast is like radio, like old school radio, but without music. Can we play music?
No,
All right.
we have our intro song by
Is this
UV
mic
Waves.
just falling a lot?
No,
Just gonna.
she's fixing her. mic.
Okay, Chris, go ahead. You continue. When I veer off, just continue.
That's what I do. I just keep going. You guys pull up to the massage parlor. It's a massage parlor. Is it a massage parlor? It's a salon.
Oh, we were just talking about that scene, and this is actually the opening scene.
Yeah, it's opening scene. So Chris is there to pick up the money, and Dominic only has half, and you're outside laying on the horn.
First of all, did anyone notice my nails? They're so long when I hit that horn.
But you know what I noticed? The way you hit the horn. It was so...
I was smoking.
I know, and you just like leaned over. The way you did it, I'm like, it was just
It was
like...
Jersey?
So Jersey.
It was Jersey.
I was like, she got it. She nailed just the way with the cigarette and then, come on, let's go. Type of
Those
thing.
nails. I used to do those nails on purpose because I couldn't get in character if I
Without
didn't
them?
sit in the nail salon like that before shooting. Also, that shirt I'm wearing is like that's like the iconic Christopher Adriano photograph. A lot of photos were taken of us that day with the zebra shirt.
Oh, the zebra shirt.
Yeah. But by the way, she doesn't go into the massage parlor with him, but she goes into the acting class with him. She should have.
Well, she bought that acting class
No, I
for
know.
him.
But
as
imagine
a
if she would have
present.
walked into that tanning salon. If she
Well-
would have seen all those girls.
Yeah.
She'd be like, Christopher, what the?
Well, no, she knew he was going to get. She knew, right?
She doesn't know.
She didn't know he was going to get money. You don't.
I
think
mean,
so?
I think that he doesn't implicate her.
Do you hear how high my voice just went? You don't think so?
I don't know where to be.
Do you want me to stop and help you
No,
with that mic?
no. I just want to complain. Just
So,
like this
okay,
episode.
wait. I do want to get into that whole thing because I really do want to know as someone watching that. So you didn't know when you were in that car. You don't. Well, it's 20 years ago. But do you remember if you knew what he was going in there to do, or?
All I remember is that he and I both didn't drive back then.
Oh my God.
So neither of us, it was the blind leading the blind in that car.
So,
Do we pull into the scene?
I don't remember. I just remember those nails honking that horn
I
with a
don't know.
cigarette in her hand. But and it is kind of funny that he threatens Dominic with a paintbrush, which is obviously the total opposite how
Yes.
Furio handled the situation.
A little tiny piece of wood and then a giant piece of wood.
Yeah, I mean, one
Yeah.
guy's all business and professional, and then Christopher's kind of like making jokes about cocaine and whatever else.
But I do love Christopher's swagger.
Yeah.
In every scene. The humor, like
Yeah.
his sense of humor and his timing with his delivery, it's one of my favorite things in every scene that he's in. So
Again, sorry, I just bumped the mic. So my question to you is this: I'm going to jump. Why do you think Tony's getting sick of his like childish behavior? Like maybe that is childish, him going in there, but it is we see it as swagger. But like he's going in there and it's like kind of like a game to him. It's funny. It was a blow, the thing with the paintbrush up the nose. Tony wants someone like Furio who just handles it.
But yet he catches fear. He changes his mind when Christopher's standing next to him and saying, well, would you have even read the memo if you got it?
Yeah.
Because he was obviously threatened by Furio showing up while Rock the Boat is playing, because Furio has definitely come to rock the boat.
Oh.
Right? And he's also coming off the boat, you know me, I like to just dig into the butthole of stuff because I can't use the other word.
I know.
I'm just trying really hard.
You
Sorry,
listen, it's
Anita.
really funny how you're trying to be dirty even though you can't swear.
It's gonna be fun.
It's good.
It's gonna be fun.
Okay.
I'm gonna be standing on my head in 10 minutes. It is like an inferno in here, by the way. Maybe I'm just sweating because it's hard for me not to curse.
I don't have it. Okay, so Vesuvio's. Do you want to go to Vesuvio's kitchen?
Let's go to Vesuvio's kitchen.
Okay.
Big Girls Don't Cry is playing in there, right?
Yep.
Little
That I did
Frankie
notice.
Valli.
That's one song I did notice.
What about Charmaine? Let's talk about Narducci for a minute.
I relate, man. I relate. She's just
Arthur?
she's just grumpy, and she's just like she's done with it.
I mean, she's really grumpy.
You know me. I get grumpy once in a while if I'm tired or hungry.
Oh, I know. I know. But what does Paulie say? He says, take her broom for an oil change.
He does.
Paulie says, yes, she should take a broom for an oil change. She totally emasculates Arthur.
Always, constantly.
Yeah, big time.
He's not. Is he? He's kind of afraid of her, but he just does what he wants anyway. With, because he's got an allegiance to
she's
Tony.
always right, but at the same time, she needs to chill.
She's a chill.
Definitely needs to chill.
But he's got an allegiance to Tony, and Tony even in this scene, I think this is it, where he pressures him. He kind of bullies him into a favor. He's like, "I've always gotten your back since third grade. I've always had your back. You asked, and I was there." So maybe he feels that already, and that's why he's just like not really listening to his grumpy wife.
Yeah, but yeah. I feel like he goes back and forth with the way he is with Tony. From one moment to the next, he's either afraid or he's not afraid. But I think that if his wife was less antagonistic, he would probably hear what she's saying, even on a different level. But this is just so, it's always in high C. So he kind of just.
High C?
Yeah, that's like my mom used to say that.
What's high C?
It's like just up. It's just like up here all the time instead of just being like, these are the facts. We don't want to have a mobster here, but it has to be like up here. And it's Arthur and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah.
I think she's probably told him like 50 times though. It sounds like it's constant. Like they've had conversations. I don't want these guys hanging out at a restaurant. It's a liability. So she's had it, man.
But how do you? There's just no. That's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. These guys are there 3 times a week. So Chris arrives late to the acting class, the acting for writers class, and he's introduces himself. He says he worked on Wall Street. And he wants to write for the movies. But we're always going to do that.
I keep hitting the mic.
I know, it's fine. We're getting used to new mics.
I keep staring at the producer just because he's cute, but also because I'm afraid that I'm in trouble. I love that I walk him into the acting class like his mom.
I know.
With my tummy shirt showing.
I know.
So silly. But he's so uncomfortable.
I know.
And I love watching him act. I love watching
He was a
Michael act.
great actor, even in the act. It's another thing where David Chase takes you and you're like, okay, so this is like, he's in this, he's acting in an act. He's in The Sopranos, but he's acting. It's great.
Like art. Is it life imitating art or art imitating? It goes back and forth between both.
It was great.
I'm always with him because of his involvement with this whole Hollywood obsession, right?
Yeah. Well, for also back to the scene, I'm probably jumping, but in my notes I had it. When he's doing the scene with his father, which I don't think is this scene
Rebel
right
Without
now.
a Cause.
Yeah, but it's like I'm confused as the viewer about Chris being, is he going to be a good actor? He's an acting, and he ends up being an amazing actor. But then Chris seems to get confused in the scene with like reality, with his reality versus acting. So is he a good actor, or was he, just thinking that his father?
I think he surprises himself.
I think he surprises himself when he getting laughs from his feet. Like, oh, I'm funny.
Yeah, his look is.
Funny.
He was like this.
So cute. His face.
I know.
Is
great expressions. He's got the most expressive
That's
eyes.
what I mean. I'm not talking about the way he looks as like a person of man. Yes, his eyes.
Yeah.
When
good
he
eyes.
cracks that joke, he looks like a 5-year-old once again.
Yeah.
5-year-old immature kid. Like,
Well,
oh
this
my
whole
God, I'm
episode
funny.
is that happens with Tony.
Everybody's-
Later on at the end of the show when he's with Melfi. I mean, he couldn't act like more of a. Acts like a baby through the whole show. Actually,
Yeah, they kind of, I guess maybe that's it because they're all kind of acting really immature.
Yes.
Except for Furio.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he's new. He's new on the scene, you know. But and you know who doesn't act immature also in this episode is Janice and Richie.
Richie.
No tantrums from either of them in this episode. The two that normally are throwing the most tantrums are not.
Well, Janice is trying to take loans out on the house.
But
she's being sneaky.
But she's quiet right now.
Yeah.
She seems more her being in control and being sensible is he's off the hinges in that scene. We're definitely jumping around and not going scene by scene. But you know what? I really don't give a hoot.
Well, it's like getting into
A hoot, I said.
Oh my God.
Because I can't say the F word. F word.
I'm gonna have some coffee right now.
Maybe I'll have a little water. Maybe I'll have a little sip of water. Hold on.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. Did you think he was a good actor? Or do you think he was just, getting into it and really letting loose all his frustrations with Tony or his dad?
Later on we see in that scene. Right now we're
Okay.
we'll get to that one.
I'm sorry.
After.
I get excited.
You're so jumpy. You're very jumpy,
I'm very
Kushner.
energetic.
You want to do some exercise right now?
Oh my God, do you see how big that coffee is? That's why I'm like feeling like I'm gonna hit the studio
I'm
roof.
schwitzing in here.
You really?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Menopause?
People are like, get over it.
Menopause?
Oh yeah. Here.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Don't hit the mic, though.
I'm trying not
Just
to.
don't hit the mic and just keep fanning.
Okay,
me.
that's perfect.
Thanks. Anyway, we're at the Lou Costello Memorial. What about Paulie's tracksuit? Pow! Pow!
Polly's tracksuit. Could you do people are like, ow, my eardrum.
Hold on. Paulie's tracksuit. Pow! It's so
What
good.
happened? What happened to you today? This morning?
I'm so.
What are you
Hold on.
doing?
I
What
just
have you
rest
done?
on the microphone and sleep outside.
I just want everyone to know that Drea and I were work texting, because that's what we do now all the time. But we were texting to 2:30 in the morning. And I was like, oh my God, it's 2:30 in the morning. And so I think we're delirious.
I'm delirious.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, tell me about this scene, because you know what? I don't
it's a
even
quick
have
scene.
this
It's
in
just
my...
it's a nothing scene. I mean,
took
it's not
it
a
out.
nothing scene. It's an important scene because this is where
the order.
yeah, where this is the very important scene where Tony Soprano tells Paulie Walnuts that he knows that he was eating those Malamars that were on the countertop.
Do you know that's my mother's favorite thing?
Mine too.
Anita loves
That was my mom's
Malamars.
favorite growing up. That's cute.
Malamars. Like I remember as a kid for Christmas buying her Malamars and wrapping them for Christmas. You remember how when you're kids you get those little gifts for your parents or like crackers or something?
Yeah.
Like silly
I
things.
love a Malamar. You can't find them.
Nope.
The yellow box. You can find the pinwheels that are like the chocolate ones that have a chocolate cookie underneath, but the Malamar has a vanilla cookie underneath.
Oh, it does. I love how you know all the details about all this stuff.
Because I love to eat. But anyway, so yeah, Paulie is feeling don't rock the boat kind of thing.
But then he
he's
got
getting
up.
bumped up.
He got bumped up.
This is the moment where Tony he reassesses, because the scene right before that is the scene of him watching the news, talking about, and I remember when I watched that scene, I was like, he's just sitting there watching the scene, and if his kids walk in the room and hear
I
that
thought the same
scene,
thing.
like, wow. And then I've been thinking about my own family and stuff like that, and my mom, and I'm just like, that's intense, like, to know that your dad is being talked about on the news as a mafia guy, knowing that he's responsible for murders and all kinds of illegal activity.
Well, I think that's why he bumped Paulie up and brought Furio in. He needs a little bit more of a shield.
Yeah, and Silvio. But then why isn't bumped up? Because he was MIA?
He's got a knife. Because was it the last episode at the grill?
Yeah,
when
he doesn't trust him.
He doesn't trust him. He's got one eye on him. He's like,
He's so
this guy.
smart, Tony Soprano. He's so intuitive.
He really is.
He knows.
Okay.
He's the best anti-hero of all
He
time.
really is. So he's got a new pecking order. Melfi's talking to her therapist, Peter B.
Oh, Peter Bogdanovich, Bogsy. We used to call him Bogsy. I love him. We're gonna have to have
He's
him
great.
come on. I wanted to have him come on for this show, but we're gonna do it. I have to get that together. He
They're talking about the dream where
Yeah.
Tony crashes. And
again with the Wizard of Oz.
She's obsessed with this Tony.
She misses him.
She misses him.
Yeah, and
And she says that he's Oz himself in
yeah.
the dream. So that shows you like the pull that he
Well,
has
that
on
she,
her.
I didn't think she was going to say Oz. I thought that she was going to go for a more weakened character. But Oz is weak when you finally find out at the end that he's just a human behind
Yeah.
all that puppet master stuff. But optimistic voices again, and they talk about that in the scene. And she says hiding. Oh, she says that her memory of the Wizard of Oz is hiding under the blanket with my sister. And then he talks about children's love of roller coasters and the thrill, and then she rails into him.
Why?
She
That's what I
calls him a smug. She goes, "You
know.
smug,
I know, it's so weird.
you know what, sucker, F you,
well,
F you."
yeah.
I can't believe that I can't act these scenes out right now. It's very hard for me.
The fact that
But,
she did that and pulled that temper tantrum, just like Tony.
Yeah, she
Just like
mirrors
Tony,
him.
she's mirroring him. She misses him, so therefore she's acting like him.
Yeah,
Maybe that's her tie. Like she's like, that's her connection. I'm just gonna really just embody him right now because she's playing the role in the therapist's office.
well, she played the role going on the lam.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a part of his.
But Peter B is her in the room and she's pretending she's Tony.
When you say Peter B, I think
I know.
I
you
think of
do.
Peter Billingsley.
I know. That's why I wrote it because I was like, Peter B, that's funny.
But yeah, she storms out just like Tony.
She says she's gaining weight. Depressed.
Is that in this scene? Yeah, or I don't even
No,
know if
this
it's
is
in
here.
the other one. But so she's talking about the dream and tearing it apart with him. There is an amazing article in Vanity Fair that Soprano Autopsy mentions when he breaks down the episode. Anyway,
You will endorse.
He mentions
I will
the article from Vanity Fair, and I forgot about that article. And I went back and I read a little bit of it today. And in another episode, I would love to read the article as a mini-sode because it's so good. What? You coming close?
I'm actually going to just.
Hi, Kushner. So I'm going to keep talking. And Chris is fixing my mic. For those of you that can't see, I'm going to grab her butt a little bit since I can't curse. It's okay, right? It's okay. But the article's amazing. Anyway, in the article, Lorraine mentions that she went to David and asked him about her dream. What does this dream mean? I want to know. And David just kept saying to her, it means nothing.
Oh, yeah.
It means nothing in his true existential way. It means nothing. And she's like, come on, I'm a therapist. It has to mean something. And he's like, nothing.
Yeah. That's great.
I mean, David, but the article is so great talking about the inception of the show and going back into David's life. And I really,
I
with your
wanna read it.
permission, Chris, I don't want you to read it. I want to read it on here for a quick little
My permission.
With a nice little 10, we'll do a 10-minute episode where we just have me reading the article.
Let's do it
Because
Thursday.
I like to read.
I think we need to put some stuff out on Thursday drops too. That's
Maybe.
just my
We'll
thing.
see.
People write in, let us know.
I know.
What do you
I know.
think?
People want us to do the fan day too.
Yeah.
And we will.
Thursday fans. Okay. So
All right. Let's go.
where are we? Okay. So anyway, we're at the Soprano house. Went to the phone. The phone mashing.
The phone,
And
yes.
AJ when he's watching.
Well, I feel like, leading in from that last scene, especially where Elliot says to her, what does he
Well,
say?
it's two
Is there
temper
a
tantrums.
thrill?
It's two temper tantrums again.
Yes. But she gets so heated, but he asks her about having the thrill of seeing him. Is there a thrill in it for her? Right? Doesn't he say that?
Well, I think at one point, I don't know if it's the first time she's in the office or the second time, he asks if she's sexually attracted to him.
But there's also the whole thrilling
I don't
thing
remember.
of being with a dangerous man.
Oh, yeah.
Treating a dangerous man and the drama that comes with it. I mean, I don't know if you can relate to that in any way. I know that I have. I think even just dating musicians, though it's like the bad boy thing.
It's like an adrenaline rush too.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're on projects, everything's high, high, high. And then all of a sudden, it's for you too as an actress.
Yeah.
Actor. You're doing something, you're all over the news, press, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, it's quiet. And it's highs and lows and highs and lows.
That
And
too.
the
But I
same
think
thing with
even just dating someone who's an artist and a musician, they have so many ups and downs that you're on a roller coaster ride anyway.
With
And
them.
it's high drama, just like being with someone like Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
Being with someone
It's
like
exciting.
Michael Franzese.
Yeah.
Why are you waving that in front of me?
Hello Fresh delivered.
Is that what you're having?
I'm
tonight?
having this.
What do you have?
I'm going to show all our YouTubers the bimbop.
You don't say that correctly.
That what am I
Excuse me. Babeem bop.
Bimbop.
Babeem bop.
Oh my God, Robbie.
Korean
I mean,
deliciousness.
Robbie, could you come over here and say this?
Wait,
It
I
is
wanna see
so, No, I'm
yours.
looking at it right now. So it's zucchini and mushroom bibimbap.
Babeem bop.
Bibimbap. I can't say it. I mess up every word.
Oh my God.
But how good does this look? For people who are not watching, it's like a rice bowl with mushrooms and zucchini and egg on it, a little bit of hot sauce. Everything comes perfect to your door with a variety of recipes every week. It is delicious.
I haven't gotten this one yet, and I'm a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie.
It's so good. My kids actually made this one. This is the second time I ordered this actual meal, but it is delicious.
I keep all the recipes afterwards after I make them, and then because I want to try to figure out how to do it myself. But to be honest with you,
It's so good.
it's I can't really, because what they do is first of all, everything is sourced perfectly. So you're really getting the best meats, the best produce. Aside from that, it's portioned perfectly for your family. So if this comes with the white wine vinegar, and this comes with the sesame oil and the soy sauce. Like, I don't really know how to prepare Korean food. And first of all, the fact that you can have a variety of cuisines, because we mainly make Italian and Mexican in my house. So now all of a sudden I can eat Korean, which is one of my favorite foods.
well, then now
And
you
in
know how to
this-
make it.
Well, the thing is I like to go to a restaurant. So to me, like, having this is like the best of both worlds. It's delivered to your doorstep and you can cook it in your own home. You're touching everything yourself. They just drop the food off in a box in front of your house with all the ingredients perfectly in these little tiny bottles that are the exact amount you need for each
No
recipe.
measuring, no anything.
It's so simple.
And let me
It's
just tell you,
crazy.
the cleanup, and that to me, that's not even on my notes. I just have to tell you, that to me is the biggest deal, because the cleanup, you just put everything in this little bag that they already give you, this paper bag, and it's off.
Chicken cutlets topped with lemon cream sauce. This is what I'm having tonight. Okay.
Do you know that they have donated over 2.5 million meals to charity in 2019?
Oh,
this is honestly my kids, my family, my husband, our favorite.
But
It's
Chris,
so good.
sour cream, lemon juice, and garlic
So
to
good.
put on top of this browned piece of chicken.
Oh my God, I'm getting so hungry.
I know.
By the way, Dre and I always do these podcasts around like 4 o'clock. I don't know
know.
why our recording. It's like,
Starving.
let's put it right around dinner. And then I have these, our HelloFresh meal kits, all ready to go. So this is what Dre and I do. We go cook after this.
Yeah.
So go to HelloFresh.com/GG80 and use code GG80 to get a total of $80 off, including free shipping on your first box. Additional restrictions apply. Please visit HelloFresh.com for more details and show HelloFresh some love, because you'll be a happy customer. For sure.
Anyway, next scene, right into Tony's big baby tantrum. You know what I didn't understand?
Big baby tantrum?
His big baby tantrum.
How fun would it be to mash a phone like that against the wall?
It's the second time he's done it.
Oh, he did. What
Remember
didn't
he
you
did it in
understand?
first season with Georgie?
No. I have no short-term memory. So.
Oh my God, he smashes the phone against Georgie's head because he can't figure out the hold button in the bada bing.
Oh, yes.
I
yes.
love it.
Georgie. Oh.
And while it's so sad and pathetic, there's always so much humor because David Chase at the end of the day, it's funny.
It's funny.
It's deep, but it's funny.
What confused you? You said what you were
Oh,
wondering.
the editing in that scene confused me because they already show AJ looking so like he's walking on eggshells walking into that room, so trepidatious. And I don't know why they show him looking like that. Nothing's even happened yet.
Well, when he walks into the kitchen
Yeah.
at first.
It's like it almost gives away what's about to happen in the scene.
yeah.
So I thought that was a strange choice. But that's just me as being very picky.
Well, I mean, I've definitely related. Like, like when your dad or someone blows up and when they really hit that threshold and have that, it's like, whoa, my parent is losing it. And what he was going through and watching him react to Tony, I was like, oh, I've seen that before. I mean, I've been in cars. My dad's old school too, like in cars where if someone used to like cut him off or give
my
the
dad
finger,
too.
my dad would jump out of the car with the whole family in New York, like going to Broadway play and like pull someone literally through the window and be like, no, my daughter, my kids are in the car, and then like throw them back in the car. And my family would all be like, oh my God. And Anita would be like, Bernie.
What's your dad's name?
Bernard Thaddeus Cohout. Yes.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
Again, hit the mic. Sorry, guys.
Bernard Thaddeus Cohout.
Yes.
Is your father's name.
Yes, he is.
How
It's true.
astute.
Yeah, not really.
And he owned that fancy hotel in Jersey.
He came from nothing. He was like dirt from Lyndhurst, New Jersey.
I didn't even know that your father's name was so fancy.
Well, I think that his mother maybe put it. I mean, they were like, what I'm telling you, dirt poor.
My dad
poor.
too.
Like, had nothing. He had like 6 brothers and sisters or
My dad
something
too.
like that, and
6?
had no.
Is it 6? My dad had 6 too.
I think my dad was the 7th. I haven't met half of them.
My dad
because
was 6.
He like disowned half of them because this is a whole nother podcast.
Okay, we'll talk
But
about
they
this another
were
time. I have good stuff to tell about my dad
Lyndhurst,
too that
like-
we just found out.
Oh Jesus! They were Lyndhurst like punks, and they had nothing.
Chris Colicus.
Lipstick on my teeth.
Clean your teeth, Chris.
Okay.
You want me to clean them for you? Come
No,
here.
thank you.
Here, let me put my finger in there.
I don't know where that. I don't know where that finger's been, so I think I'm
Especially
good.
this thumb.
Oh God. Okay.
I don't know.
How do we get into this?
Anyway.
What were we talking about? My
The
dad?
Soprano
Anyway.
house and him throwing that tantrum over
Yeah.
Janice, taking the loan out. And this is where Carmela says, why don't you just grow the F up?
Yes.
And I feel like that is the theme of this episode
Grow
to
up.
a large degree.
Yeah. Grow up. Big girls don't cry.
Yeah.
It's all coming together right now, right
It comes
here.
together. It comes together throughout the whole script. And then AJ's
Yeah.
room, you know.
I worked at radio. Remember Radio Shack? Does that exist still?
You know that when we were in school having computer classes,
Uh-huh.
I didn't know how to use the computer. So my parents went to Radio Shack and bought the same computer they had in class. And it was one of those big Radio Shack computers that comes with a desk built in.
Yeah.
So you could do BASIC on it. BASIC, remember BASIC?
No.
I'm older than you.
You're like 2 years older than me. I should remember. I have no.
I think
have no
that you
memory.
might have skipped BASIC, maybe.
I remember going to Radio Shack with my dad too. But
Radio
it's funny
Shack.
because the way Tony went into the room, like that's a dad apology.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, he was apologizing.
Did
He
your
was just
dad-
trying to make a joke and soften it. It's hard. I realize it
Anything in
more,
life.
even with my kids when I mess up. It's like you still want to find the reason why I
lesson.
did this because you did this. There can never just be, you know what? But I do it with my kids. I hear myself do it, and when I do it, it feels
What you do?
cathartic. I do finally.
Apologize.
It takes a while sometimes to get to the other side of that and
Mm-hmm.
to be like, you know what? I'm sorry. I overreacted. I'm in a bad mood.
Yeah.
I'm reacting to all of these events, not just that one event. You know,
Yeah, I do the same thing.
but my dad was one of the men that was evolved enough to say, you know what? I messed up and I'm sorry. He was.
Yeah.
But he
I don't
lived with
really
a lot of guilt.
I don't remember my parents apologizing, but I also didn't. I don't know. I have to think about that, and we have to do another.
My parents apologized for everything they did because I was raised like a wolf.
My parents didn't do anything to me, so it's like their apology. I mean, I'm sure they did, but like their relationship to each other, that's where the apology had to set in. So, you know
Did
what I
he
mean?
ever apologize to your mom? Some
no,
things are just understood
they had the like. I think
sometimes.
when they got back together the second time, which we talked about on the drunk episode, yeah, they ironed things out, and he was in a different place. And like I said, he had a really crazy upbringing and didn't have the tools to be in a positive relationship. Great dad.
So you understand where they come from
I get
when
it.
that's the case. I mean, I understood 100% where my parents came from later on. It doesn't change the scars that develop when you're little.
No, but it
Because you're
makes
formed
you.
when you're little like that. Those episodes that you see when you're that young, they shape you, and there's no real unraveling of that subconscious memory.
Well, that's what
Unless-
AJ's watching his dad have this
Right.
whole thing, and the same thing for him. That's shaping who he is.
Totally.
And he's probably going to react to that like that when he's an adult and do things like that, smash the phone.
Well, we see as the seasons progress and AJ gets older too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get into that. And then Tony arrives at Livia's house. Oh, this is a great scene, right? With
Oh my God,
Richie.
I love this scene.
So
But
good.
again, Tony's throwing a tantrum. He's not in control. He's showing his ass a little bit.
Richie
as far
was
as,
in control.
Richie was in total control. He was so in control that he could be in his panties and his guinea tea. But that scene is great, and
Yeah.
Tony is not in control. But he is. He's
He
not,
is.
but he is. He's got great lines.
Oh, God. That chemistry between those two.
But they, Tony, because of his towering bear-like figure, he does still appear and feel to be in control in that scene, no matter how much.
Well, it's a swagger
The two
again.
of them are just still, and now you know that those two are together.
Yeah.
I mean, the pull-out sofa, the polyester pant. You looking at my nails?
No, it's just making sure your mic's okay.
You
Your
looking at
nails
my
look
nails,
great, by
huh?
the way.
How you like?
They look beautiful.
They're gorgeous, right?
Okay. Anyway, Well, you always like it's like
I'm known for the good nails, guys. Okay, good nails, people.
yes.
Okay.
And then Tony says to her, "You have carpal tunnel syndrome. How are you going to hold a beggar's cup?"
It's so good.
She's
So good. Great
right?
lines.
Yeah,
Terry
great.
Winter. Terry
Great
Winter's
Winter.
first episode.
She's your effing problem now.
Yeah.
Those two go head to head. He's got such swagger, Tony, too. The same thing, like the way he
When
goes
he
back and
walks
forth.
into the house and his body, I looked at Ginger because, of course, we're always watching together. Ginger, I'm always talking about Ginger. You
She's
you
your
guys will
roommate
all
now.
meet Ginger. She
Yes.
worked on The Sopranos. She was the PA back then. I looked at her and I was just like, oh my God, he's beyond.
It's just
He's
all,
also really thin. The first two seasons, he
it's
gets
all
much
about
bigger
charisma
later.
for people, right? It's about how
Yeah,
they
but
carry
his
themselves.
long legs.
Yeah.
And that scene looked like it was shot from down below a little bit when he walks in.
Oh, because they want Richie to appear shorter, but in
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that they're always trying to do that with those two. It was those two go head to head. And then we go back to Chris in his acting class. Mm-hmm. And this is where the class finds him funny. And this is when he does the look around.
Yeah. He's
the look around.
I wrote down here, he's discovering himself.
I'm a kid and people think I'm funny.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like-
he's cute.
By the way, I took acting for directors. I refused to take acting for actors when I first started because I was so self-conscious about anyone thinking that I'd want to be an actor. And I was so scared of failure, which is also a big part of this this episode with Christopher. So I took
Oh, I have a question for you.
writing for
Yeah.
directors so I wouldn't be scrutinized as an actor if I sucked. And people were like, "You're really good." And I was like, so I tried to switch majors to acting and they wouldn't let me switch majors. So I had to finish out film school.
NYU?
Yeah. So I finished out film school and I just kept taking all of these acting classes for writers, directors. And so, yeah,
So you just had to have that safety net just in case you suck.
I was scared.
Yeah, just in
Yeah.
case you're
I
going
didn't
to get
wanna
judged.
fail.
Yeah. And look at you now. And Miss Emmy.
It was manipulative on my part. It was real manipulative.
Please.
I was manipulating myself and everyone around me.
Oh my God. Yeah, so then the teacher gives out the scenes for the next class. We all know how that goes. And then there's the party for Furio at the Soprano house.
Don't rock the boat, baby.
Yeah, we talked about that one already. And Christopher's surprised to see Furio.
But wait, I love the way
What?
Tony is standing in the room and he's like, and
the
Carmela
staring.
sees. I love the nuances in their relationship.
Yeah.
She just sees him from across the room and she walks over. By the way, I love her walk more than everything.
She's
anything.
great.
Her walk is so determined and so, I'm a housewife, don't mess with me. It embodies that character
Yeah.
in ways that I can't even explain. But she says to him immediately, what's the matter?
The way she talks to him is the way I just hear my mom all the time, Anita, constantly.
Oh, it's so good. And then
It's so good.
and then Federico's shirt is out of control. Furio's shirt. And then the first thing he mentions to Tony Soprano is how he gets to watch Two Women, which is a great Vittorio De Sica film in America, and talking about how in Italy they don't even care about these films. And I do know that one of David Chase's favorite directors is De Sica. I don't know about Two Women, but Two Women's a really important film in terms of women going through all of these sort of emotions and stuff. And big girls don't cry, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I do think that some of these things are picked really specifically. Like, for example, and I'm going to jump, when Christopher and I are rehearsing that scene and he does the Joe Pesci imitation.
This is the next scene. We're in it.
Oh, we're in it?
Yeah. So
Hold
go
on,
ahead.
let me put on my spectacles.
So wait, he does the go ahead. He does the Joe Pesci.
Oh, yeah, he does that. He goes, what does he say? Tune in Jericho or whatever the hell. I don't remember what the hell he says. It's another moment where I feel like the writers for sure are referencing it because it's from that Jimmy Hollywood movie or something. I never saw it, but I think he's like some Jersey kid who goes to LA to become an actor and just doesn't make it.
Yeah. So it's another imitation.
But by the way, if we're going to jump to the apartment, do you notice how I'm sitting in the scene? Of course, I'm sitting like this.
You are? Oh
Because
my
I'm always sitting like this.
No, I
and Chris
thought
is.
that this
We all
is-
joke around that my crotch should have its own podcast. So yeah, I'm sitting there all Dre style.
Dre
Oh,
style.
let me
Let's readjust.
let me cross my legs and be a lady since I'm not cursing today.
No.
But yeah, at the Soprano house though, before we leave there's definitely a lot of what's going on here. There's a lot,
Well, he's reassessing, Tony.
yeah.
I think he's reassessing everything since he saw the news.
No initiative from Christopher.
Zero. And he wants to protect himself. It goes back to the Milos episode when he was coming out of that restaurant in Italy and he saw how those guys took care of the boss.
Yeah, and Christopher is nowhere to be found, no initiative, caught between Hollywood and the mafia, and the mob genre, because it's all, art imitating life and all these weird things going on in Christopher's world. But,
So confusing. Am I in it? Am I out? What's happening? Is
don't
Christopher
know.
acting? Is he acting on The Sopranos? What is happening?
Make me a sandwich.
I know. I'm hungry. Mozzarella. Hot. Oh my God. I was all over the place. Anywho,
Oh my God. So anyway,
this is the best scene ever. The next one.
the one with me and with Christopher.
No, that one's good too. But like you are really. Is this the one where you're standing up and he's on your leg?
No.
That's the next one.
No,
Okay.
but this is where I say to him, my Tennessee William, because he's doing a Tennessee William. No, I'm sorry. That's old.
Yeah, you're
He's
going
reading,
back.
I'm going back, but it struck me, so I wrote it down. It's my notes. Just sometimes I just write things everywhere. Can you
Everywhere.
guys see? But my Tennessee William, because he's doing a Tennessee Williams play, and he's the gentleman caller. And
You're always so supportive of him.
wait, what does it say?
And he's a
I
jerk.
wrote this down. Wait.
To you.
The way she watches him is really cute.
Yeah.
She's like this when he's reading.
Oh, she loves him. She's
Yeah,
like, that's my
she
man.
loves it.
She wants
She
him.
loves
She
it.
wants to give him something else.
But he says, she goes, where does it say he's trying to F her, Christopher? Maybe he's not. Ever think of that? Maybe that's why he's a gentleman caller. Because maybe he's a gentleman. And then Chris goes, No, he's a D-bag.
And so she.
I had to act that out
She
because I
did.
miss playing Adriana.
No, I love it.
Can we do the rest of the episode as me as Adriana?
And I'll be Chris.
Oh my God, did you see in the notes?
What?
Our the girl who does our notes wrote Chris and Dre's apartment.
I know.
That's you and me.
I know. Oh my God, that's so funny. I love how she's so careful around him. She's trying, you know, and
She knows.
he snaps. He's a snapper.
He's snappy.
And then we go to
Why don't we call him Lil Snaps?
He's Little Snaps.
That should be his nickname.
Little
Snaps.
Snaps.
Because he's Lil. Lil Snaps.
Little Snaps. Okay, Hesh's house. I'm just moving it right along, man.
Well, Tony's just looking for a new therapist, and Hesh really is. He's kind of his consigliere.
Yeah, but it's funny how he's going there. I told you in the beginning. I just think that the fact that they're both having separate conversations, he's fully annoyed, Hesh. Because he's like, I'm tired.
Well,
He's
first
like,
of all, he's got some Gumars there. He's not about having to have this conversation with Tony
doesn't
Soprano
give a
right now.
shit. He misses. You obviously see he misses Melfi. I just swore that, and then I slurred.
But I mean, Tony Soprano mentions. I think he mentions like Lucky. He goes, men like Lucky, Douglas MacArthur, and Carlo. Is he talking about Carlo Gambino?
I don't know.
Lucky has to be Luciano, and Douglas MacArthur is a general. Strange. I mean, I think that there was heroicism there, but then these mafiosos are not heroes. Anyway, Hesh. This is where Hesh reveals that his dad
Yeah,
had panic attacks.
I think that's the scene, and then I feel like for Tony, that was his like, oh, my dad didn't go see a doctor and he had panic attacks. It's just a genetic thing. So for him, that was excuse of like, I'm okay. Maybe I don't need this help.
Exactly.
That was it. Like, okay, well, I'm fine then. This is just something that happens. It's my makeup.
Which is a cop out.
Cop out.
And instead of going inside, like he realizes that he can look outside and
Well,
not,
he has no other choice.
and not within.
He's not right now.
But even once he gets to Melfi at the end,
Yeah,
he's
but-
like, "This is a condition. Like, can't you just send me to a doctor?"
Yeah.
You
In
know?
his head, he wants it to make sense. He's trying to manipulate his own self, you said, to make it make sense for himself. So he doesn't feel like it's just him. No one wants to feel alone, and no one wants to feel like this is only happening to you. Right?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Just mine. All right. So we're at the
Chris's acting school.
Yes. Teacher gives him rebel without a cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing really happens there.
No, but then we get to Tony and Irina on the boat.
Once
But also
again.
with Christopher getting the other scene, maybe this is also a case of he's not used to not getting what he wants.
Yeah.
So at least he got what he wants, thank God, because God only knows what he would have done to that poor acting teacher.
I know.
But Tony and Irina on the boat. What about her with her floaties on?
What is that?
Big girls don't cry.
Yeah, she's acting like a
She's
child.
a big baby.
She's like another
And
thing.
she's always crying. And she's always mad. And she's always moaning.
She's like Carmela, but worse.
Well, all the
Because
girls
she's not
that
even
he
a
has
wife.
affairs with
Yeah.
have that element.
Yeah.
There's always a live wire in them. Carmela's level-headed.
Well, because think about it. Yeah.
They're
Well,
all
is
they all
she?
have what his mother embodies, which is this like
He's not comfortable in a functioning relationship. At least not with the Gumars.
No.
So he
they
picks-
always go south.
So he picks these challenges.
Yeah. Yeah. And the whole ducks thing, we're revisiting the
Yep,
ducks.
yep.
But and that she's threatening his family, I guess. But she is threatening his family. She's a homewrecker.
She's a homewrecker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. It's like in Goodfellas when Lorraine, when Bracco, what's her, Karen, she waits outside that girl's house. And then she goes in and unleashes on her. Is that what happens? Is that a scene in Goodfellas? I haven't watched
I don't
Goodfellas
remember.
in
I mean,
years.
forever.
Oh, I want to watch it. Can we watch that later? We're going to watch
watch
that
it.
later. Bobby?
So, and then we go back to your apartment with Chris and Adriana's apartment. You got doing.
Wait a minute.
What?
Let's not jump the scene where the Russian man challenges them
Tony.
on the other boat,
Yeah.
and Tony cannot control his temper because he feels emasculated, and he goes and grabs that guy's balls.
I know.
And they're all crying. He makes that man cry. He makes the wife cry. Everyone's freaking out, all for nothing.
He's like, you want to be involved? You're involved now.
Yeah,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
he's snapping over the ducks when this poor girl is just trying to do the right thing. She's being sweet and affectionate toward the ducks, but the truth is,
Well, she's an idiot. She's feeding them cheese doodles.
whatever. You don't
She's
know.
an idiot.
He can't eat a cheese doodle, a duck.
No, they're
What
gonna
would happen
like,
if a duck ate a cheese doodle?
I have no idea, but I am assuming that their digestive
I'm
system.
sorry, you and Tony Soprano are
might
the
not
expert on
handle
freaking
it.
ducks?
I mean, she's wearing floaties and she's feeding cheese
I'm
doodles.
sorry. I really need to understand why you and Tony Soprano think
You're not allowed to feed ducks
that you're an
cheese doodles.
authority on ducks and
can-
what they should eat.
Oh my gosh.
Robbie, would you feed a duck a cheese doodle?
Yeah.
Me too.
You guys are both idiots then.
Did you want to feed the duck some pate?
Oh gosh. Okay. That's like, what is that called?
I love the scenes with Tony talking to Hesh.
I love them.
I do too. They're really great, but Tony's somewhat forceful with him, like a
Yeah.
baby, like
He's like, what are you tired now? Well,
Yeah.
you can't stay up? Like he's challenging him.
like a little kid with his dad.
Bullying again. He's kind
But
of
it's kind of a
bullying.
little kid with his dad, and he's a
Yeah.
bully too. I
Yeah.
agree, but he's a big baby, and this whole they're all acting like big babies to a degree.
I mean, he really just wants. It's such a girl thing. The way he's talking to Hesh and the way he's just like, you've had those girlfriends who just come over and it's like the same story and you're just like, oh my God, you just told me about
Oh, I
this
love
guy and the breakup and you're still with him. I know
love
you're still with
I
him.
love the way Jerry Adler played those scenes.
So good. He's so good.
I know. I love him. I just saw him at that Soprano convention. It was awesome to see him.
What a great actor.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
And Tony's getting annoyed. He doesn't want to listen to him. It's so funny. And then do you want to go back
His
to
acting
Chris's-
class.
Yeah, his acting class.
This is the big moment, right?
This is the great scene.
This is where he
He cries.
cries, and then did you notice little details in the scene, like that when he's within the scene, the actor playing the actor in the scene, and the way he buttons up his jacket. Because I know Michael trained originally in theater and stuff, and the way he's buttoning up his jacket and the way he
I didn't
pats him down,
notice.
and then how he takes the girl's hand at the end of the scene, like he's so
yes.
gentle and detailed with his movements in that scene.
Oh yeah,
Playing an
yeah.
actor, like it's a great moment, and he played it really, really beautifully.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, it's a fantastic scene. I love it. It's a fantastic scene. I like the way I'm talking right now.
I know,
It's like
it's
I
nice.
talk. But yeah, he storms out because he can't handle the emotion, and we don't really know why he can't handle the emotion. Is he embarrassed that he cried? Is he embarrassed that it was real? I don't think he was acting. I think he surprised himself. I think all of us actors surprise ourselves when
the emotion comes.
Yeah, and I'm just going to give you all a little insight into actors crying on film. You don't have to be someone who can cry on cue to be a good actor. I always tell this to my daughter and to young kids that are acting, because a lot of people will think that acting is emotion, and it's not. You always just want to be in the doing of what is expected of your character, what your character's trying to do, where they're trying to go, how they're trying to make the other person feel, as opposed to just being upset. I remember there was always a rule, like you never want to be, you want to do all the time. So to just be crying and to be in this scene, it becomes like masturbatory, as opposed to being active. And that's why, like, acting for writers, a course like that, because I learned how to act in my mom's class because she's a writer. So listening to her teach the writers how to write their script.
Break it down.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's amazing. So you want an active script, a script that's just sitting there.
I have a question.
Yes.
You've mentioned on different podcasts, our podcasts, about scoring a script, right? You said
That's
something about.
that's scoring a script.
So what does that mean? Like you're breaking it apart?
Yeah, so if you see a All right, now we're gonna jump. We're jumping
Oh
off.
my God,
guys.
we're taking.
No, we're
so
gonna jump
long.
off.
Now
No. This is really good.
I'm looking-
This is actually really good because it's really relevant, and because you guys like that we relate to stuff. This is great because there's a great scene with him later on. Forget about this scene where he does a great job. When he comes back to the class, he's doing this exercise where they're saying A, B. Okay, so this is great. I believe that they're pulling that from Sanford Meisner, and that's a technique that I ended up
Meisner
learning.
technique?
Yeah, when I really started acting, and I had to pick a lane of how I wanted to break down my scripts. I picked the Meisner technique. So I could sit here and say to you, let's see, I can say I really enjoy doing this podcast with you, Chris.
Yes.
I really, really enjoy doing this podcast with you, Chris. Same line, right?
Yeah.
I want you to know, if I score my script, I'm going to say, what's a good word? What's the good objective for that word? First of all, you break the scene down, the whole scene with one objective, but that objective could change as the scene changes. So I could be trying to make you feel comfortable, let her know I love her. Like, these are my actions, right? But what if I say to you, yeah, I'm really, really enjoying doing this podcast with you, Chris?
So then would you score the script and write sarcasm?
No,
or-
because sarcasm is a state of being.
State of being. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you write there?
I'm trying to goad you.
Belittle?
Or I'm trying to incite you.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But sometimes, look, let's not get crazy. Sometimes I might write, being provocative or,
Yeah.
as long as... Yeah. Beep. Anyways, so yeah, that scene with the A and the B. So what we would do in those classes with Meisner, those exercises, I would go, by the way, David Proval, perfect example. He explained how he improvised that scene with Jim in his audition about his shirt. So they went back and forth with
about the
one line.
shirt.
So these weren't like big
Where'd you get the
words.
shirt? You like
between-
the shirt? I don't like the
Meisner.
shirt.
That's
Yeah.
a full-blown Meisner technique. But if I had my suspicions, I would bet that both of them are Strasberg. Because they're...
Lee Strasberg.
Yeah, I think so. But that's a very Meisner technique to go back and forth with that.
I want to know. Could you ask Jim's widow what he studied? I'm curious what technique he
I don't
studied.
even know if she would know that, but I bet some of the actors on the show would know that.
I'm curious. I want to know that. Let's find that out.
All right.
Please. Thank you. Do you like that?
Yes, hold on, let me fan myself.
You know that.
Anyway,
you
acting
didn't-
101 is over.
I love that. We could be done.
Are we done? All right, let's go eat mozzarella sandwiches.
Mozzarella.
Wow.
I'm
Can
trying-
you stand up and do that?
Nope. Okay,
Please.
let's just kind of,
Skip.
we can kind of blow through some of this.
No. Scene skip. Another
Oh.
baby moment. Feels
Do you see how I
slighted.
blow through? I'm trying to blow through, Robbie. Not letting me.
Feels slighted. No,
Nope.
let's. We can just do it. We're going.
Okay, go.
Let's just go.
Okay, do it.
And he says about Furio, if there ever was a man in need of a nickname. I like that.
What scene are you on?
Scene skip at the diner.
At the diner?
I
Oh, at the
jump?
diner.
I jumped.
Yeah,
right?
no, we're good. That's right. We're
Oh,
supposed to be-
Furio was making the mozzarella,
Yeah.
which looked delicious again. Oh.
So we can skip at the diner.
With his ash from his cigarette this
Push-
long,
yeah.
by the way.
But he's on the Skip Lapari team.
Yeah, but that scene in the restaurant after Furio makes the mozzarella, and he gets to sit at the table
I'm going to eat
with Paulie, and they ask to leave when Johnny Sack shows up.
Disgrazia.
That's disrespect.
Disgrazia.
Yes.
Wait, by the way, this is what happens when Chris goes too long. She gets totally just delirious.
Disgrazia.
Disgrazia. Anyway, I like it. Yes, but that was really a low blow. Like,
a
could
low
you
blow.
leave the table? He's like, I'm not even done eating. Like, what am I supposed to do with my food? He's like, you can.
That was rude.
So rude.
It was rude.
These besides
I don't know
working,
if that would have happened, by the way.
they wouldn't have. These
I don't know if
guys
that
are
would have happened.
friends.
But I guess they don't. It's been established now that they don't really trust the moment.
I know, but if you're going to want to, you're going to like, they're like pushing him to turn.
Yeah.
Literally, the way they're treating him. Not okay for Sal. Not okay at all.
So the two of them, Sal and Skip, they're basically just two girls gossiping in that diner the way they're talking. So again, it's like, I'm sorry, big girls don't cry. So it still feels like that. You gonna do your lipstick? Me too. Me too. Now we're back at the therapist's office.
Okay, yeah.
Speaking of lipstick and lips, Melfi,
Oh, yeah.
because she's got the best mouth in town.
I just need hydration.
And she says, I'm thinking about taking my patient back. He's my responsibility. I abandoned him. And she cries and she goes, I don't know where this is coming from. And just like Tony Soprano in therapy, where he says, I don't know where this is coming from when he cries. It's the exact same thing.
It's so interesting that they found each other and they're mirroring. That's what happens in relationships. Everyone.
I know. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to relate anymore. I'm done relating
I wasn't
today.
going to. I was just going to say that literally.
But yes,
there's a reason
lots
why
of
they
mirroring.
found each other because
you and I have
everything-
had some mirroring
Yeah,
issues.
of course. I mean, are they issues? Or
Are
they
you
learning?
mirroring the fact that I'm sweating my balls
I'm
off
kind
in
of
here?
sweating now too.
Holy cow.
It's 66 degrees.
You're wearing a Neil Diamond shirt.
I am. So I feel
favorite.
like everything's a lesson to be learned in life.
What's my favorite Neil Diamond
Thank you.
song? Is it The Chair? Is it called
You
The
don't want to
Chair?
relate, but you're going to talk about
Sorry,
my
okay.
shirt. I love you so much.
So
that you
everybody
just-
in the-
You're
every-
like the squirrel. Like
No one understood, not even The Chair. Is it The Chair?
Oh my God, please don't look
I
it
have
up.
to look it up. I'm sorry. Okay.
Do you have sexual feelings for him?
Yes.
Eli says to Melfi.
Yes, she does.
She says, no,
I think
have
she does.
feelings on a personal level. On a personal level.
I
he can be
think-
such a little boy sometimes. I didn't even put that line together with everything we've been saying about him.
What about having that line and then going straight into
What?
the massage parlor?
Yeah, he's messing with her. He's testing her.
Well, that's later
Oh.
in their session when he finally goes in. But the massage parlor,
No. When she calls him, I'm saying he's outside the massage parlor.
and she says he can be such a little boy. And then look at this. This little boy is a violent monster. And this is who she's taking back.
Yeah.
That little boy is a little boy in moments, but the big moments for the reasons why she won't deal with him is because he has been extremely violent even towards her.
Yeah.
And then when he finally does go back,
And he tells her, you're
Yeah.
right, in the session. And she doesn't even seem to, before the old Melfi,
she knows she's wrong.
the old Melfi would have been very uncomfortable with that information.
Yes.
Like, did you know what happened when you called me? I was sitting outside a massage parlor where my guy went in and killed some people.
Well, he's
or not
testing
killed some
her
people,
big
but
time
like,
there.
Yeah, but she doesn't even react. Oh, but that one great line. She said, what was it? Something about like, do you wish it was you getting beaten down or something?
That's later on.
Okay, I'm going all over
You
the place.
are.
The coffee. I'm never drinking coffee again.
No, but we can go there. Why not?
Okay.
But by the way, when she calls him, she's nervous. I mean, she grabs for her wine. She misses him.
It's so real.
You know?
It's so real, everything that goes on in this. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
That relationship. I have a friend who's a therapist and she's like certain patients she wants to like hear more about. It's more exciting for her to hear about and some are like, boring. Same thing. I think you're
she told you
human.
that? Interesting.
She didn't tell me names of patients.
I really hope my therapist found me dynamically
I
interesting.
know. Sometimes I'll make up. No joking.
I would watch my therapist fall
I probably
asleep.
need one right now.
She would
Does
fall
anyone have-
asleep sometimes.
Really?
I swear to God, she'd be like this. Oh, my hair! I just ripped out a
Ouch.
lock of hair.
Your
Oh,
therapist.
ow. Yeah, she would go like this. And sometimes I thought she was testing me to see if I would stand up for myself. To
Oh,
see
that's
if I would call
interesting.
her on it and stand up for myself. And then I realized maybe she's just on pills or something.
You're like, way to attack my self-esteem.
Oh
You're
my God,
supposed
big
to be
time.
Like that's
Especially me back in those days.
Like,
when
am I
was
not
young.
entertaining enough for you? I am sorry.
I'd be like talking about some really
Heavy.
saucy stuff.
I'm sure you. Okay, back to the Sopranos.
I'd be like, so back when I was in the circus and I was dating the bearded lady,
She's like,
I was like, you don't find this interesting? You don't understand what we did with the elephant's trunk.
oh my god. Okay, I'm going back to Sopranos
Okay, I'm
right
kidding.
this second
I'm
now.
so off the wall.
Chris's acting class in his apartment. He gets on stage with his partner and he said the one letter, the A, B, and he punches him in the face. Why? Why?
As Adriana says, that it was probably about his father. His father.
But why?
She goes, you want to write? Feelings is what it's all about. Revealing your innermost feelings is the best.
She's so
It's the
good.
best kind of writing.
Oh,
well,
thanks.
acting is mostly feelings, unless the actor is driving a car or sword fighting or something.
So ridiculous. I still don't understand the father. I don't want to get into it because we'll go forever.
What, Dickie Moltisanti?
No, I didn't know. Not
He
that
had,
guy. No,
he had
I
issues with his dad,
who?
Christopher. So this is a situation of art imitating life.
Because he said it aggressively and he punched him. Is that
No,
it?
because he played his father in the last scene.
Yeah.
In the Rebel Without a Cause scene.
Yes.
He hung onto his leg. He cried uncontrollably.
So it all has okay. We're going
so the
back
next
to that
day,
scene.
he sees him. He punches him out.
Like you can't see me and view me as vulnerable. So I need to
Yes.
make up for that right now.
100%.
Yeah.
He's taken back his balls.
Yeah. It's a dance.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna punch you
And
in the
you know
face.
in
I'm
that
gonna punch you in
moment,
the face.
you know,
Taking back my balls.
you know, in that moment
Oh my god.
that Christopher's making a turn and that he's probably not going to stay on the path
No, it's done.
with his screenwriting. But
He was looking.
then another episode shows up about a couple episodes later called D Girl, which is a whole revisit of Hollywood for him once again, because he can't. He's just the regularness of life is just too much for Christopher.
Well, nothing's happening for him. And that's why. So he's like, maybe if I'm over here, Tony, no one's giving him respect or he's not a made guy. So,
Yeah, I don't know that anything would ever please him
yeah.
completely, or any of these characters for that matter.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a really great scene, and I love that scene. And then he's a jerk.
Oh my
to
God, I
me.
was just going to so relate.
And he puts me down. He says, well,
a
and how would you know, from writing down orders at the freaking restaurant?
What a jerk.
Yeah,
I'm like, don't talk to my girl like that. Do you understand me?
but I love it. It's such good
Mr.
writing.
Imperioli. You sit
And
your
she's
butt
so
down.
sad. She looks so sad when
I
she
would've
walks in. Because I got you that writing thing because I don't know.
And your outfits. Your cute little
I had no
outfit.
hair extensions yet. They hadn't really been putting makeup on me yet. It was all new.
So cute.
But I noticed my Adriana name and diamonds on my ring, on my finger.
you
They
have
had
that?
ordered me. Oh yeah, that's mine. I got that.
You got that.
I kept that.
Okay. You're cute. You're cute in the scene.
So now we're in Melfi's office, and there's that overhead shot. He looks visibly bummed out,
Tony.
and she looks happy.
Yeah, she's.
And this is a date. This feels like our first date.
It does.
You know, I think she wants to sit on his face here.
Oh my God.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You can't swear, so you have to.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
have
just
to.
creating situational comedy since I can't curse.
Verbal gymnastics once again
But
by
he says to
Drea.
her, I want to stop panicking. I want to be in total control.
Me too.
Me too, man. God, we're just like Tony Soprano.
We are like, everybody's got a little Tony Soprano in them.
Oh my God.
Everybody's got a little Tony.
You wish you had a little Tony Soprano in you.
You,
Excuse me, I'm going to have a drink
you
of water.
can't say that because you're friends with his ex. Or not his ex, his
Deborah
widow.
would never be mad at me for saying that. We're talking about a character. We're not talking about her husband.
Well, he's James Gandolfini. Sex.
Listen,
Pure
when
sex.
we talk about Jax from Sons of Anarchy,
my
we're
God.
not talking about Charlie Hunnam. I have
I
to
don't
be
know.
clear about
That's
that.
one and the same for me
No,
because
because you know, if you were in my
he's
shoes,
so good looking.
you would have a crush on these characters as their characters. The minute Charlie would take off his
I can't wait to get into sex scenes with you. We are going to do a Sons of Anarchy.
We're gonna
rewatch.
have sex. We're gonna have sex scenes
get
on the show.
into the sex scene. Sit down. You just can't.
Did you say we're gonna have a sex scene on the show? I'm sorry. Let me get in here.
Mom.
Oh,
Sorry, Mom.
Anita,
she's
I'm
crazy.
sorry.
She's crazy. I'm talking about your sex scenes with Tony. You had
I don't
that.
have sex
not a sex
scenes.
scenes. You had a whole thing with him. The whole thing, and then
You smell my armpits from here.
no, you smell good. Charlie Hunnam. That you did because I do remember you. in your undies.
with Charlie Hunnam. Hold on. Let's switch shows right now.
No, we're not switching.
Hold on.
We're already late. Go. We're
I
late.
just opened up my Sons of Anarchy book for those of you that are
Yes.
just listening. Okay. Anyway,
We honestly, you know what I want to say about this right now? Big girls don't cry. We're talking about immaturity throughout this whole entire episode. Guess who's the most immature? You and I. We're just
know.
mirroring this entire episode
I wanna eat
right
candy right
here,
now.
right now. Okay, just put
know.
it together. I know you like that. I
might
wrapped that
cry.
up. Why?
Why not? Because big girls don't cry. What about the stigma around crying in this world?
Oh God, I'm a crier. No, I'm actually not a crier. Lately I've been a crier. You know what? Catch me at 1 week during a month and I'm a crier. That's the week I don't want to talk to you anymore, by the way. The week before my period, I'm not communicating with anybody.
A nightmare before your period.
You are too, but we're not going there. We don't want to fight on camera.
We've been fighting a lot
Sometimes I want to
lately.
be like, are you PMSing too? And then I'm like, oh no, don't say that to her. She'll fucking kill me.
Don't talk to the hothead
Oh, I just
paisan.
swore. I just swore.
That's
I
okay.
said
It's just
FN.
you. It's your mom. Your mom's gonna be proud of me. This is about her being proud of
No.
me.
Then she's
not
going to be like,
proud of
nice,
you.
Chris. Now it's your problem.
No, oh, gotta keep pulling
Okay.
hair
So
out.
we're in Melfi's office with Tony. And yeah,
And this is a great scene.
the control he's talking about.
Tests her big time. I mean, and she really gives in. you
Why?
know? Why does he test her?
Yeah, I don't know. Like he's just like, he's back where he wanted to be. Why is he pushing and pulling?
No, the way he looks at her, the smirking, the smugness, and he goes, "You know what?" He says to her, "F you," again.
Yep.
Which he should not be speaking to her in this way after she finally let him back in. You know who I am, and you know what I do. You call me.
He knows. This shows you that he knows she likes that. You asked about, we were talking about like, you know, being on that adrenaline.
pushes.
He realizes it and now he's posturing.
And she keeps it together. But she says, she even tells him to read The Art of War to be
Yeah.
a better gang leader.
I mean,
Like she's already positioning herself as consigliere.
yeah, totally.
I mean, the sexiest consigliere in the business.
Does it? I forget what she's wearing, but I remember that she looks a little more polished in this session, right?
Well, she's not wearing an earth tone.
No, she's wearing blue.
Yeah. Interesting choice.
Interesting choice.
Do you think there's something in that?
I don't know. We should really dive into it.
Let's call Juliet Polska.
Let's look it up. And yes,
The wardrobe lady.
yes. This is where she says, he said, "I wish it was me in there," when he's testing her, and she says, "Giving the beating or taking it." Who? Anybody?
Love it.
Anybody else to say that to Tony Soprano?
You know that's what I would say.
No.
That's such a Dre
That is such a Dre
question.
thing. But I'm saying if someone were to say that to a boss, he'd be like, "Well, I'm going to fucking give you a
Well,
beating
it's
right
deep.
now."
It's
Yeah.
know, definitely questioning his self-awareness, his subconscious, all of the things
Yeah.
that we've grown to love about the Sopranos. But he doesn't answer. And then they go into a Daniel Lanois song, which I love because it's really,
What song?
really beautiful. I don't know the name of it, but it's an instrumental Daniel Lanois, which I love. I think it's probably written here. It's called something Mustang or something. But anyhow, then we end up
Back at you guys.
with us in bed.
I know. Well, you're sleeping. Cute.
Us in bed, you and me, Chris
I'm
and,
sleeping.
Chris and Dre in bed.
And then I get up and I smoke. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I move the mic with my neck.
Oh, that's good. People are like, these two should not have a podcast. And you're making sounds for everybody listening. I just, here, come over here,
We're coming
Dre.
down the
Put it
final
right
stretch. I
there.
just want to get a little closer to Chris.
I know. You always want to get close to me.
Let's talk about this scene.
That's what you do. You get close.
In
You push
bed.
away. Get close. Push away. Oh my God. I can't take it.
The scene in bed. This scene breaks my heart, and I hate this scene, but I love it as far as a viewer goes. But I hate the scene and what it implies because
Because he's giving up.
he's giving up. I've had those moments where you're just laying in bed, staring at the ceiling, saying, "Do I really want to keep doing this podcast?
Oh my God. Yes. Trust me. Her and
I
I.
really want to go into a deep dive of The Sopranos
Yes,
for
we
2
do.
hours."
You know, we don't like the leading up and the editing and all
No,
that stuff.
we love
but
doing
when
this
we're
part.
here on this couch, we talk forever. So of course we like it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just the business side of things
Oh,
we don't like.
But it's
so much.
always a business side of things that gets like that, right?
Always.
I mean, think about like you. Yeah, I'm going to go off on a whole different subject about designing clothes and I don't even know.
So that's why our shows run a little long. Then you get mad at me for talking too much. Meanwhile,
I
I'm
stopped
like,
myself. I stopped myself. Did anybody just notice I stopped myself and I went, like my head was here and then went back into my notes. Adriana's sleeping nicely.
yes,
And you're-
Adriana's nice and asleep. She's thinking, do I really want to be on this show still? She's not. She's thinking, I'm so happy I'm here. But maybe I can go eat a mozzarella sandwich as soon as Christopher and I get out of this bed.
Why did he throw everything away?
He goes and he throws everything out, and I hate it. And then he walks down that corridor, and then he walks back.
But
And
why?
it's a beautifully done scene, and it's so Soprano-esque, which I love. But he's given up.
Why? Why
Because
is he giving up? He was he had a little bit of a thing in the acting class. I mean, regardless if it was real or his real life, it's still, he was up and, had some accolades in that class.
He did. And he could have moved up, even maybe as an actor, maybe not as a writer.
Yeah.
Italians are notoriously good actors. Hello, Michael Imperioli, Drea de Matteo, James Gandolfini, Aida Turturro, Edie Falco.
Sophia Milos.
I mean, it just keeps going. But I don't know. I think he still has to decide between two families to a large degree, which is, either he's going to, follow his dreams or he's going to become a made guy because that's what he knows.
And he messed it up. At the end of the day, he couldn't control himself. He had a tantrum.
Yeah, he wouldn't be allowed back in there.
And he effed it up. So maybe he was mad at himself for something he really was digging, liking, getting into. And then he couldn't control himself and he punched the guy and he knows he's not going to get him back in.
No.
And now he's stuck with this other life.
Yeah, and he also could be,
Because that's a childlike thing to do.
the whole thing.
You know what I mean? But like it's like getting into arguments and you know you messed up. So then you're like, I don't want that friend anyway. I don't want to be I don't want to be in that relationship anyway.
Well,
so I'm just going to throw everything out.
Big
I don't
girls
want to
don't
think.
cry.
I don't want to think about this. I'm going to throw everything out. I'm done. Even though it's really like you feel like because you're the one who did it.
Yeah, it's grow the F up,
Grow the F up.
as Carmela said.
Good for you. You didn't swear again.
You just said the S word.
I know.
S word. I feel like a child
You
today.
big girls don't cry.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Are we done?
we're
done. We're leaving you guys.
we are.
That's it for season 2, episode 5. Tune in next week for episode 6, The Happy Wanderer, where we see just about everyone in Sopranos world experiencing bouts of unhappiness, plus another brief return of the ducks theme and so much more. Chris, the duck expert, will be here to conduct an in-depth bullet point presentation
Of what you can and cannot feed a duck.
Yes.
So tune in to find out what you can and cannot feed the ducks. Don't forget to show our sponsor a little love.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm getting a phone call, which I'm
who's
not going to
calling?
answer. Should I get it?
Who's calling, Chris? Can I call you Christopher from now on?
So you can call me Christopher.
Cool.
So yeah, you know what, guys? Subscribe if you haven't. YouTube, we're on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you're listening wherever you get your podcasts, go to YouTube, subscribe, write a nice comment because we want to read it. We want to read it. We want to bring you guys in.
Did you want them also to hear your phone ringing at nauseum like that?
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
You know that Robbie's going to be mad when he has to dig into this episode.
Okay, sorry, Rob.
Your husband might also have a bone to pick with you.
A bone to pick. As long as he's not feeding the ducks cheese doodles, I'm okay with that.
Listen, guys.
See you next Tuesday.
It's been great.
We'll
see you guys
next
later.
Tuesday on the Turnpike. See you next Tuesday.
TikTok.
On the Turnpike. Now I'm done. I did a little, and I'm
TikTok.
done. And I'm out.
TikTok.
And I'm out.
Bye, guys.
Gangster Goddess Broadcast is a UV Ways and Monkey Mind Music Group production. Executive produced by Drea and Chris, and theme song by UV Ways.